Hi everyone, Sharon here. Today I decided I wanted to work on a journal that I made a while back. I made it in a class, and I had to swear on my life that I wouldn't share any of the tips in my journal. But this is the journal I've been working on. This is a little different than Bible art journaling, but let me see if I can raise this up and make you a little more distant here and you can see what I'm working on. Anyway, I made this journal and I did a lot of marbling on it, which is a lot of fun, and I'm going to do a video on this. This is done with shaving cream and acrylic paint. So fun. Excuse me, I have to cough. Still getting over this cold. And on the front, then I cut this flap. Instead of having a full sheet of paper, I kind of cut it into a wing, and then I painted a wing on over the same marbling that was done like this. So I did that, and then I began to paint this inside, and I wanted to make this more of a spiritual journal. So I did this little lettering thing. It says, eyes wide open, seeing God in everything. That's what it is. I can't read my own writing. Eyes wide open, seeing God in everything. And then I have this heart here because on the inside, I put a piece of my music, which is Open the Eyes of My Heart. And I've got so many copies of it, I just decided to use that. And I used some of the marbling that was left on the shaving cream. You can see how it's a little more smeared than this was. This is very defined, I guess you could say. And then I took another one of my titles. It says Open the Eyes of My Heart, and I put it on here, painted that green. And then I started doing the inside and just prepping the inside with complementary colors or the same colors in order to complete this journal. But I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. And then this page, I really don't like. I don't like this metallic look. But anyway, it opens up like this. And I just cut pieces of deli paper that had paint on them into little circles. I might go over everything. And then I open this page. Well, these would open like this, so it would be 4 across. Well, really 3, but there's 2 halves on either end. It gets very long. And then this next page also opens up with another flap going this way. I thought I'd do watercolor in here. I'm trying to keep it nice and clean. And then this one got pretty ruined, so I'm probably going to do acrylic over that. And then I have this here also that I have to do some stuff on. And then this is a piece of deli paper that I stuck over the white paper that had leftover shaving cream paint on it. I just wanted to make sure I used up all the paint because it uses a ton of paint to do that technique. So anyway, today I thought I'd start by working on this page, and I'm going to be doing a picture of Jesus carrying the cross, and I wanted to do it in watercolor. I can't put watercolor on this. It's not going to stay because it's acrylic. So I cut out another piece of watercolor paper, and I'm doing the painting, and then I'm going to glue it onto this. So now you know what I'm doing. I found a picture online, a silhouette of someone carrying a cross, and I decided to use that as my inspiration in order to get a cross on here. Let me lower you back down again so you can see what I'm doing. So anyway, this is what I'm doing, and I know it's very rocky in the Jerusalem area, so I decided to add some rocks. And then there's a cross over here for one of the thieves or somebody who was just taken down or something, but he's on his way up the hill to Calvary. And so now I'm going to paint this, and I think I'm going to do a bright sun, like a sunrise, But in order to do that, I want to keep this paper white here, and I'm going to use masking fluid. If you're familiar with watercolor, you probably know what masking fluid is, or frisket is another name that they call it, liquid frisket, but we usually call it masking fluid. And it smells gross, and it dries very rubbery over your paper. And I've got a big old wad there. I'm almost out here. I'm using my old scrubbing brush. This brush is a scrubber. It's just one of the cheap Simply Simmons short bristle brush. And it's a great brush for scrubbing with watercolor. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to lay some of this on here so that I can keep the white of the paper. I'm going to go over this branch. And I will go back last and put that branch in. Just trying to keep this round. I'm sorry, I'm chewing gum again. I need to stop that. I have a problem with dry mouth, so I chew a lot of gum. But anyway, you want to put this on fairly thick. Get it on, and then you just have to let it dry. And I think I'm going to use some ink on this too, and ink in the tree and the details. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. Now the sun out. I've got this taped down to my actual mat, these Teflon mats, and I'm wearing my nasty old sweatshirt, so I don't want you to see my sleeves. But anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to ink this tree in. This paper I'm using is a student grade Fabriano. I bought it by accident, so I cut it up and use it for sketchbooks and stuff like that, which is fine. But when I say it's student grade, one thing that I've found with it, oops, see I smeared, is that, oh, it lifted. If it gets too wet, it pills the cotton. It's still 100% cotton paper. One thing you do not want to do, trust me, I've made this mistake so many times because I'm a very impatient person. The last thing you want to do is take heat to one of these friskets to dry it out. You don't want to use a heat gun. Wow, this is old. But it gets too hot, and what it does is it bakes the frisket right in to the right into the paper, and then you can't get it off. So that is a huge bummer. So you don't want to do that. My dog is trying to pull out a box to eat. Go ahead. Oh my God, you should see him. You guys, I'm really sorry. My camera ran out of juice, and then I ran out of space, and I thought I was recording all this time while I was painting, and I apologize, and excuse me for wiggling around here. I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, I finished the painting, and basically all I did was use the sepia and indigo to make a black for the dark areas. I diluted it for the rocks, and then I used some green apatite genuine by Daniel Smith for the grasses. I removed the frisket from the paper, and it tore my paper up. It stuck like crazy. So I ended up using some white acrylic paint to go over that, and it kind of adhered it back down, and I'm explaining that here, but I'm re-uploading this video because I had some sort of a double voiceover recording, so I'm going to try and redo it again and see if it eliminated the problem here. But basically that's all I did. You saw me put the sky in, and the rest was pretty similar, so I apologize for the problem with my camera. I'm not a videographer. I don't know. So anyway, I tore the paper up. It was all shredded. So I went back over it with a little bit of white acrylic paint in order to kind of heal that tear. And that's how I finished it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And I'm going to grab some, I need some either Mod Podge or some matte medium. Here's my matte medium, but Mod Podge would probably work a little better for the back. Yeah. So I'm going to put that on the back, paint it on here.